Previously on Cockpit.
Flying a charter earlier this evening to Aspen. I was wondering if you guys fixed the lock on my cockpit door in.
I'm wearing a Cockpit.
Why don't you go stretch your legs for a little while? I'm gonna get off with Michael.
Pull your pants down. Let me see that.
Sure, I'll just put the plane on autopilot until you're through.
You know, I always look forward to doing these trips so I can get it on with my favorite captain.
So what are we waiting at?
Hey, this ain't the bathroom!
We return to what's left of Flight 69, and things are not going well.
The atmosphere of dread is established early on with images of death, suffering, and the uncaring brutality of nature imposing itself upon— Hey, I remember that blanket!
Thank you.
This is all your fucking fault. If you were flying the plane like you should have been instead of getting it up the ass, this wouldn't have been happening.
Really? It's all Steve's fault? Let's not be so fast to play the blame game here. In fact, you were the one who guided the drunk guy towards the cockpit, starting this whole chain of events.
Hey, this ain't the bathroom!
Sure, Steve shouldn't be taking it up the ass while on the job, but it's a gay charter. What's he supposed to do? Not take it up the ass? I don't think so.
Are you fucking hearing what I'm saying to you? Now listen to me, you motherfucker. There's people over there who heard it who need to know that someone's in charge here. So you get yourself together and you get over there and help them. Now move! And get some clothes.
Are you alright? Yeah, I think so.
Wait a minute, these guys weren't in Cockpit 1? How did they get on the plane? How did they get past security? They hired the best in the field. Steve, check the flight registrar. We have a lot of unaccounted for passengers.
Now listen up, I can get us out of here, but I'm gonna need some men to help me find a way out. Do I have any volunteers?
But Steve, now wearing clothes, assumes control of the situation. If you were in his shoes, what would be your number one priority for survival? Water? Food? Let's see what Steve picked.
I saw some sleeping bags over by the wreckage. Why doesn't somebody grab them in case we need them?
God damn it, Steve.
Alright, let's just try to get some rest tonight then.
Let's go check out, see if we find those sleeping bags. Sounds good.
Let's break this down. The guy in the white shirt represents how the audience is feeling right now. Torn between two search parties. Which one do I choose? On the one hand, we have Team A, who went towards the burning wreckage to get sleeping bags. And then we have Team Rambo, who, I don't know, went into the woods to lie down or something. Without sleeping bags, that's not comfortable. Which team would you choose? Good choice, I picked Steve too. Steve appears out of the woods in a different set of clothes and haircut. He addresses the snarky flight attendant from the previous movie. He tells him that he would be more help here.
He'll be more help here with the passengers.
Meanwhile, it looks like Steve got some help with his hair in the woods.
Well, just keep your mind on getting us out of here and keep your fucking pants on for a change.
Alright, just get back to the passengers, make sure they're alright.
Steve and his group of volunteers head out into the woods, probably to find more sleeping bags or something. And apparently they've been walking for a while, cause Steve's now wearing a different shirt and his hair is back. I don't know how this fucking thing works.
Hey, it looks like a ridge up there. I'll go up there and see if I can spot a cabin or something. What's your name?
Chad.
Why don't you come with me? The rest of you guys can stay and rest.
Sounds good to me.
Steve and Chad head off into the woods to get the black materia before Sephiroth does. And if they're lucky, they might even find a cache of Dharma Initiative lube.
Hey, listen. I hear some water. Come on, let's go.
Hey, they just stumbled upon some clear water. That could potentially save everyone from the plane. But, trusting his pilot instincts, Steve gets dirty in the drinky like a good pilot do. And he soils it with his lust juices. Hi, my name is Miles from the channel Hikikomori Media. If you want other gay videos like this, then check out my channel.
Done. If I wasn't so busy having sex in the galley, none of this would have happened.
We're going to get out of it. We're going to get out of it.
Man.
I genuinely feel bad for Steve in this moment. He goes from suicidal to horny in the length of a kiss by Chad. Man, I could use a kiss from Chad right about now. Wish my doctor would have prescribed me some Chad kisses instead of all these antidepressants.
Did you hear that? Sure did. He said he got some sex. No, you darn fool. He said it was a plane crash. Oh, yeah. What do you think we should do? I don't know. We should tell Mama. She'll know what to do. You go on ahead. I'll catch up. I'm gonna watch. Mama!
So one of the rednecks runs home to tell his mama what's up, and god fucking damn it, she's played by Nancy.
Nancy instructs her son or brother or dad cousin to go raid the plane, probably to get some sleeping bags or something.
Wait, doggy!
I wanna die.
Lady mama, she's your hungry mama.
Thomas Hayden Church? What are you doing in this movie? Oh. Well, at least it isn't Spider-Man 3. Steve and Chad wander back from the woods after having been split up from the group.
Did you guys see anything?
No.
And instead of pointing the dirty injured group towards the source of water, Steve suggests they split up again.
I think the best thing for us to do is to split up. We'll be able to cover more ground that way.
But the group's not having any of that shit. So Steve unwillingly gains new party members.
Alright, I'll take the three of you with me. Chad, why don't you go with this guy?
Then around 2 minutes later, Chad and this guy gets ambushed by the rednecks. They stab this guy to death and run off with Chad. Wow, great plan, Steve. This didn't backfire at all.
Fucking hillbilly! Looks like it's gonna be dark soon. Maybe we should camp here and start again at daybreak.
It's gonna be dark soon? Are you serious? The angle of the sun clearly indicates that it's 2 p.m.
It's still 2 p.m. and a search party sets up their base camp. However, since they only have around 6 hours of daylight left, I guess it's too dark out and they'll resume the search in the morning.
We'll resume the search party in the morning. No, not right now. I need to take a piss.
One of the soldiers tiptoes away for a little tinkle, and if you're familiar with Catalina's movies, then you should know this is proper blowjob signaling etiquette. I tip my hat to you, gentlemen.
So this guy shakes off his massive bleeding stab wound and runs away full sprint after having been dead for hours. He somehow finds his way back to Steve's group, but it's very clear that they don't give a shit about this guy.
Oh my god, what happened? What happened to Chad?
I don't know. We got ambushed by these hillbillies. They said something about Mama.
Oh my god, where'd they take him? Which direction did they go?
I don't know.
Ah!
Is he dead?
No, but he's gonna need some medical attention. It's gonna be dawn soon. Take him to the plane then and help him with his wounds. I'll go find Chad.
Steve does what he does best, passing off the most important and critical responsibilities to a group of clearly injured people and splits off to look for Chad, the only person worth a damn.
I don't want him hollering his darn head off.
Among the loudest fucking chickens in Catalina, Chad's apparently making too much noise for the rednecks. So they decide to shut him up the only way they know how. Yeah, they rape him. Yeah.
Chad! 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 Chad!
You alright? You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just give me time.
I'll get you, you confounded city slicker!
Go, go! Ah!
As good as this fight scene is, it just drags on for way too long, so let's just skip ahead. Steve kills Nancy, or whatever her name is in this movie, and meets up with Chad again. Chad tells Steve about the radio and they go to call for help.
Mayday! Mayday! Is anybody out there that can hear me? Over?
Listen, this is the head of the search team sent to find you. What's your 20? Over.
I'm not at the plane. I'm at some shack in the hills. Over.
Are you alright? Do you think you can make it back to the plane? Over.
Yeah, I think so. Over.
Good. Go back to the plane and tell the others that help is on the way. Over.
Steve promises the rescue team that he's gonna go back to the plane and round up the survivors. But he doesn't. Instead, he takes off with the sleeping bag and this guy, leaving Chad and all of the plot lines behind them as they fly off into the sunset at 2 p.m.
You promised us you'd get us out of here, and you did. You saved our lives.
That's just part of my job.